Hi, I'm Fish. First video review of the Sony ZV-1F. You get here everything that's recyclable, your instructions, your papers and whatnot. You get a plastic recyclable polyester windscreen muff, as I have the white version, USB Type-C, and the battery and the lens cap cover. There is no hole, no little ring, no leash, and no leash to the camera's lanyard straps on the side. That'd be one of these. Now, I do vlogging with an Action 3 and a GoPro. I hardly use a phone, but in the screen you can see the camera, you can see the red light, you can see the box, and you can see the record counting about a minute's time, lower right-hand side towards me over here. Now I have the WX350 and I have the HX90V. They both take the Sony aftermarket and Sony BX1 batteries. It's been that way for many years. Now I'm not going to be comparing it today to those cameras or to the phone. This is the actual 1F and showing you what it looks like. Now there are ups and downs. I look on my screen, I got one thing that shows white, which is the screen on, and one thing on the bottom that shows the EV value that I'm able to touch, along with the S1 and the zoom that I could change on there. I see channel 1 and channel 2 moving. I am using an external Rode Go over here. Now defocus is on the back, the delete button that you can enable and disable. It is disabled now. I am not going to trick the camera, but in the center of this camera will be your Baku, whatever you want to call it, your defocus, your product review. This is how you do product review with it disabled. You bring it forward, you see the blurriness, and within a few seconds we're focused, and I am defocused in the background. This is a Sony aftermarket battery for the camera. Now, is this a good or bad thing? Did it basically just say that, hey, Fish got a camera that automatically does defocusing. You don't have to enable or disable the buttons. Well, I am shooting an XAVS 4K 24p 100 megabits. It looks like 4 by 2.0 8-bit. Don't know what that means. It should be 16 by 9 aspect ratio. I am 1/50th f2.0 with the EV value of 0 balance out, ISO 160, all of the camera's auto intelligence, the green, like on here and here. I don't think I want to get involved right now trying to fiddle around and trying to figure out all the features and functions in the settings. The one thing I've done here is I disabled the stabilization to give you the widest shot around. For my purposes, it's not about vlogging, it's about reviews. This camera will be here doing product reviews, doing a good job. Not about putting it in front of the thing, showing the focus, defocus. I don't love that. I needed a 4K camera, and this should do just fine. And if I wanted a little wider, it has a 40.5 millimeter ring that you'll put the Ulanzi W1 wide sensor on there, and wide lens on there. I apologize. I use an Action 3. I get my reviews. Nighttime, oh man. 1-inch sensor, garbage. 1/2-inch sensor, garbage. 1-inch sensor on a Sony, hands down the winner. Now, the Sony ZV-E10 should have been, would have been, could have been the all-time camera. And that is something that I may want to look at later on. Now, do I want to go to the ZV-1? No, not really. And the reasons for that is, if you look at the older style cameras, they kept to the same old bottom of the camera with the battery doors interfering. I want to get into the door and do my job, get in very easy. Now, I plugged this camera into the computer so I could have the AC going and the battery depleted out. It exhausted. I am plugged into a standard USB-C port on a power extension area, and let me tell you, I see that battery just going down a little bit. So do I get a dummy battery, put it underneath? It don't have that little rubber insert. Do I want to modify my camera, drill a hole, or take the E10 battery door and put it in where it should have been on this camera that's been out later than the E10 and it's not on here? So this camera has its ups and has its downs. We'll do a good job, and I hope I made sense. The one thing here is, how do you like the quality of the video? I am probably going to be editing this on Magix 2021 or Cyberlink, and I'm going to pick a higher bit rate to compensate for the lack of those editors that do it at 40 on standard, and this should do just fine. The background shouldn't be blurry. The background is low lit, and this is the area where, hey, this is my review, and I'm in the actual thing. The one thing I love about this camera is that it has a touch screen that you can hit the record button on, or you can hit the shutter or the record button on the camera. The one thing I don't love about the buttons of the Sony cameras, they are very flush, they are very small for micro fingers to get into. You may have to take a pencil just to hit them to get them on. Those buttons could have been made a little bit bigger for ergonomics times, and they have not. I wish that the red record button was fully red. Later on, after my return period, little red paint will fix that. And even though that red record button could have had a nice large light in there, so you can say, hey, let me hit that red button indeed. So this camera will do mighty fine for my needs. Post down below if you'd like to see anything, and I will show you the very first floor. Maybe it'd be number 2, and that's coming soon to you. I hope you enjoy the sample shots I've taken at nighttime. Very simple indeed. And let me just show you what the Action 3 to the 1F at my product desk, the same distance I'm here, about 30 inches from the camera. On that note, I'm Fish. I said a lot, did a lot, and I talked a lot. I see you on a long-term ZV-1F review coming soon. Sounds of the camera. Isn't this what we bought it for? Is to have a nice basic vlogging camera and get out there. But mine is a product review. Now I have a little difficulty getting into some of the menus to get to where the dB value is at. I'll find it in soon time. Going out there at nighttime, I look back at the video while I'm editing it right here. Looks mighty fine. And when I compare it to that camera, oh man, Sony's got the colors, hands down. On that note, I see you on many other videos to come. I'm out of here. Don't just get up and go and think you can learn this camera within a minute's time. This has a little bit of a focus hunting, give it take, not worried about it. Every camera does. And this is with the dB leveled lower down in the FN area. It's the very first one to choose from. And I'm shooting with the video micro this time. And I will get a better sound. So I hope you can enjoy it. And I definitely see you. I'm out of here.